Guys, when Trump won that election, it was a gigantic green flag to corporations to finally start backing away from DEI and its initiatives, guys. I do think that if you have a specific position, you should have gotten it almost exclusively based off of merit. Now, keep this in mind. I feel similarly to any type of nepotism. I'm not a super fan of that neither, right? So I think if you have that position, you should have gotten that position because you are the perfect person for said position, not exclusively because of who you decide to sleep in the bed with at nighttime. That's irrelevant. It doesn't matter, right? But for some, it matters a whole lot, and that's why they push things like DEI initiatives, guys. All right. But either way, guys, retail giant fighting to keep DEI programs as companies jump ship. A lot of companies are jumping ship, guys. A lot of them are. Now, my only hope is that media companies start doing that. All right. And that would actually make it so we get less of the nonsense that we really don't care about large scale off of a lot of our favorite TV shows. Right. Let's go back to just creating really good narrative driven things, not political virtue signaling, moral police type of, episodes and TV shows, guys. All right. But either way, let's go ahead and check it out immediately. This is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's jump into it.
2024 may go down as the year that destroyed DEI. Major businesses and universities, a lot of them, are rolling back or scrapping their diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Walmart, Harley-Davidson, Lowe's, Ford, Starbucks.
I'm going to be honest, so far on this list here, I'm not surprised at any of them except for Walmart. But let's continue.
Google, the list goes on. And that
I'm not
trend
surprised.
Expected to continue in Trump's
Zoom?
second term.
Meta? Okay, wait. Okay, wait, hold on. All right. Okay, so there are a couple of them that are shocking me, actually. X, I'm not shocked. Starbucks, Meta, and Google, though? Huh? That's a big one.
President Trump is certainly going to make sure that his administration gets out of the quota business and gets focused on making sure that our corporations are about productivity. We've seen whether it's John Deere or Tractor Supply, all the way to Walmart, which is one of the highest, if not the highest grossing company in the world, making a decision to move away from DEI.
I'm just
One
not
major
surprised
company
that
is actually bucking the trend towards merit-based. Big box store COSTCO pushing back against the changes so many others are now making. The Board of Trustees is urging shareholders to vote against a measure that would scrap its DEI program. And they write, quote, "Our efforts at diversity, equity, and inclusion remind and reinforce with everyone at our company of the importance of creating opportunities for all."
You do know that you could still do that. You can still do that, right? You can still do that. Just make sure the people you're hiring are the best, literally, at their job, right? What they appear as, or how they speak, or how they carry themselves, should literally be the last thing on your mind. Are they the best person for the job, regardless of all of those things? Boom, you can still do that. So it seems like basically if they're trying to maintain this, then they obviously have an issue with being able to do that, apparently.
We believe that these efforts enhance our capacity to attract and retain employees who will help our business succeed.
Okay.
Jason Chaffetz, Fox News contributor and former Utah congressman, joining me now to talk about this. So
I am
Jason,
not a shareholder of
It looks like
COSTCO,
everybody else kind of got the wake up in November and realized that people don't like this. And people don't want to be told what to do, except for perhaps COSTCO. Do you think COSTCO will also just change its mind in the next new year when they realize that they're going to be left behind?
Well, the American people are voting with their wallets. And if they don't provide a good product, a good service, and darn good hot dogs like I like, then, people will walk away. But look, they're a very profitable and very good company. but they.
Okay, yeah, I see what's happening here. Okay, so I see why people may be a little bit, slightly perturbed in this context here. Really quickly looking at it here, they have 333,000 employees. They were founded in 1983. They're currently paying a dividend yield of 0.49%. That is not amazing, but it is what it is in this context here. So it is very attractive to shareholders. I can definitely tell you this right now. Currently, each share is selling for $920. That is literally up 40% in the last year on the return. I'm sitting here looking at it here on my Robinhood here, and should I listen? Maybe I should be a shareholder with them.
Yeah, also, if you really dice down and look at their statement, look, if they have a diverse workforce, more power to them. What I want to make sure that they're doing is providing products and services, not pushing a political
this is all
agenda.
over the news here.
But I think as the employees there at Costco, they want to make sure that they can progress in their jobs based on merit, not on skin color, not on some other diversity, equity, and inclusion metric, but based on merit. And as long as they're doing that, then they'll succeed like these other companies. And some of these others have been pushing products on the American people that are highly offensive. And you don't want to go in your store and see their political agendas shoved in your face. That's where America pushed back on a lot of these companies.
You know, it's been interesting to watch in the last month here, a couple of weeks here since the election, this sort of soul searching within the Democratic Party as they try to find their new message, their new messenger, you could say. There are some Democrats that are now trying to lean a little bit more towards the independent movement, at least questioning the messaging that they've been pushing here. Democratic Congresswoman here is urging her party to stand up to push back against DEI initiatives. Let's listen to this.
Need a platform with those individuals from the top down officers who are pledging that they will be inclusive. I think that we have to make sure that people do not abandon diversity and equity. We can't have a party that's one-sided, and that's not just race and gender and ethnicity. It is thought, it is demographics, and I plan to be a part and will work with anybody that won't close out people.
No one is. Listen, bro. I don't think anyone is closing out anyone. I think people have gotten so used to living kind of within the Democratic, state of mind. Let's say, egalitarianism has been running rampant between, basically everyone on the left, guys. Right. So, with that being said, if we can actually add a little bit of meritocracy to things and make it so your merit is absolutely important. If you don't work for it, you don't have it, bro. All right. Why do you want to be given things? I think it looks terrible to the people who are actually benefiting from it. It looks bad. It's basically saying to me personally that you don't have the ability to reach this level without basically kicking someone else that actually deserves the position. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Bro, this is not 1950. You know that, right? This is not the 1930s. We are not in the Jim Crow South, guys. All right? Work for what you have, bro. Why do you want to be given things all day?
So that's Joyce Beatty. Does that surprise you coming from her?
No. I don't even know who this person is,
look,
but
if
no.
she's being thoughtful and wants to have an honest discussion with people who have maybe a different political perspective, more power to her. I think that's great. I think there are arguments to be had on both sides. I think what America is saying, though, and the reason these companies are shutting down their DEI initiatives is that, A, it's very costly. It doesn't produce a better product, and they're bypassing a lot of people who, based on merit, are more qualified to do things. And so if we want to become a country who's less racist, then let's be less racist. Let's get rid of the affirmative action out there and say, you know what? If you're the best person for that job, doing the best that you possibly can, then that's the person that should get the job. And that's where I think America has come to as a whole. Not everybody agrees with it, but I think in mass you see these big companies recognizing, and these universities too. Some of these universities, like the University of Virginia, which I love, it's a great school, but they spend millions of dollars on these initiatives that don't make the education better. I would argue that it actually makes it worse.
Yeah, I think those universities have a lot of looking inside and trying to figure out what their future holds.
It's going to be pretty subjective,
we saw
though,
this past year, a lot of people, families at home thinking, I don't know if my kid needs to go get that higher education degree at that university with some of the stuff that we saw this past year. Jason?
Did you just, okay, we're going to stop here. Did you just say that? Like, guys, here's the thing. Here's the blatant contradiction I'm starting to realize as you guys are sending me like a lot of like Fox News type of things, guys. There's a weird contradiction happening. So here's what's happening. Here's my issue here. Fox News is pretty much avid about wanting to disregard the concept of Elon Musk and Vivek's plan to bring in high-skilled foreign labor. Vivek then points out, saying to the people, to the supporters of Trump specifically, right, saying, hey, listen, we have a culture problem. And the culture problem is that the valedictorian is not looked at in the same way as the school's quarterback, basically, right? Like that's, we need to make the coolest kids in school, for example, the smartest ones, period, right? But if you keep saying, and then I've noticed that people then come, like these two people here that are speaking, they would say like, no, so are you saying that we, the people, do not have the capability, or we don't have a culture problem, we don't have the capability to educate our kids up to this point, and then you just are basically dunking on the concept of college education? Okay, we have you understand, guys, make up your mind. Make up the mind right now. Either you do not want college education, right? Or we basically need to be completely fine with the concept of the H-1B visas. Like you have to be. It can't be both, right? Either you want college education, and then we can kind of bypass the concept of like the H-1B visa specifically in the context of like engineers and things like that. Make up your mind, because you're contradicting yourself pretty blatantly and glaringly here. This is a wild contradiction. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong here, guys. These colleges are crazy. Some of them are wild, right? Some of them are like, if I was to go to my college right now that I graduated from, right now, I know I wouldn't be happy. I know that. Because I know how things are, right? You allowed all these teachers to basically, and professors to just completely kind of soak in a lot of the isms, right? Fem specifically, right? And when that happened exclusively in 2024, 2025, where everyone is basically equal, guys. All right. Everyone has a chance to do whatever it is. So why are we still talking about any of these isms, guys? Why are we talking about it? Let's move on, bro. Please. Please, let's move on as fast as humanly possible. I get it though. Like some of these colleges they're not teaching kids anything important. Like I have no idea how gender studies is going to change the world, bro. I have no idea. Help me out. Maybe I'm missing something. Give me the value of gender studies. Let me know in the comments. All right. Because while we're focusing on this, our adversaries are pumping out engineers and physicists, okay? While we're focusing on the complete irrelevant nonsense. We are focusing on nonsense, guys. Right? Everyone else is beating us because of it. But let's continue talking about the irrelevancy, guys. Sure, why not? But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. And if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. Okay? I'll catch you guys later. This is my lightsaber. Hey, guys. You guys subscribe to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Oh, also, Mr. L. Boyd Discusses. Guys, check it out. And if you haven't heard it today, you're amazing.